rhetoric when he didn't really have the time for it. But so Jay-Z's up to 22 million as far as what he's supposed to be paying me. Half of that should be going to a fund to where I think Tommy Powers and Mr. Damien Rufus, Reverend Al, and then the other guy who did the Poor People's Campaign, working with Senator Warnock, create a fund and see how that fund can grow that fund in a manner that's designed to specifically through private capital, working with how the government subsidizing these zones of opportunity zones, of course, through either community development, small business loans, small business grants. In some cases, working like as a venture capitalist, we'd try to work with these small businesses to grow them. Maybe also government grants as startup positions, different ways of growing this fund. I think is a great way, and an understanding with you with Senator Warnock's understanding of what's going on with the Senate and how he's working with his colleagues in the Senate. Could definitely create more of a nationwide strategy as far as raising capital and reinvesting in different communities and getting that word out as well. This is understand that this is a 20-year project. That's why we have to get the 7 years, 7 trillion at 10 years, so that way 10 years comes up, it's part of the parcel of how we do things. Yeah, I had to check out for a wee bit. This is this sometimes overwhelms. No matter what people say or what they think, like, yeah, dude, if I was, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. We all say we're, if we're placed in certain situations, how we'd react, and we think we would react in the way of our dreams, or stumble forward or whatever. And sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. Most of those times we don't, as I'm finding out. It's easier to just say, nah. It takes a lot more guts to stand up for something that's worth standing up for. We have 20 days. It takes probably a week to organize, another week to get people to D.C., then to force them to bring the president in, then impeach, all of that during Christmas. The world's probably just saying, nah, we're not going to. They're watching the greatest democracy in the world destroy itself. They've proven that they bought out Black Americans. How they use the media, both left and right, to create a secondary narrative. The dog whistle of dog whistles. I have to write to Parliament, as I realize now. This has to be done. The late claimant, to, if not in the throne of United Kingdom, England and Great Britain, and the Commonwealth, at least to have King Charles uphold the wishes of the late sovereign, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, upholding the Magna Carta, the Parliament, because to not do so would be saying that King Charles is above Parliament and above precedent and above the Magna Carta, which then breaks situations with the United Kingdom, I mean, the European Union, and the United States. Yeah, didn't see this. This has been a world of craziness. If I hadn't been keeping all this as records, they're going to all be wiped away as well, turned into nothing more. How do we know that we say we are? And even when we are, we're not. But yet we are. The army of one is an army of none, and an army of none is an army of one. Can we, are we willing to stand up to the big interest? At least with me, as an American company, you have opportunities to the tax code. King Charles becomes a tyrant. He is the tax code. So can't let either of those. We have to make. We can't have one of those situations come true, and I sure don't want the other one to become true either. But hey, that's the whole push and pull of corporations. Corporations try not to pay taxes. The people make sure that they pay the fair share, back and forward. Right now, we can read. There's just so many things that hang on the balance, and I don't know how to get people to believe in it. I don't ask people to believe in me. I ask you to believe in themselves. I demand that Congress act. Be uncomfortable for a minute. It's uncomfortable for the gangbangers to have to pay me, to have to say, yeah, we don't run this because it's in the worst. It's not in the best interest of our communities. They can do it that way, or even just simply say, we'll push you out from that from having a seat at the table. Because Tiffany Cross was asked to sit at the table, and she just got full of herself. They had to remove her. Can't let the cartels believe that their retail arm controls half of the United States government, or one of the two parties. via one of the two parties. So no, can't have that either. And you get all these other ones thinking they can control their own little country. I have to write that letter. This one's not as spirited as I as preferred, but today's just been interesting. As I said at the beginning of this, we all think what we know what we would do during certain times, but when it's actually here, it's definitely a lot different. History's clarion call now calls out to you. Will you save the Constitution? Do you really believe in it? To its core, to your core, to your dying breath. A simple document of how we can live together and how we prosper through each other's freedom.